Welcome to the world behind midnight. Tonight, we uncover something that should have stayed buried. If you're hearing this, it's already too late. I left home at 17 with one bag, and my father's disappointed eyes burning into my back. My stepmother stood in the doorway, arms crossed, barely containing her smile. She'd won. I was finally leaving. The recruitment office smelled like coffee and desperation. I signed papers I didn't read. Anything to escape. Fort Morrison sprawled across the Montana wilderness, mountains in every direction. The bus dropped us at the main gate. Sergeant Torres boarded, clipboard in hand. His voice could strip paint. Welcome to paradise, maggots. 18 weeks of hell starts now. Move your asses. We filed out. The air was thin and cold. October in the Rockies. Torres pulled me aside as the others marched toward processing. Collins, Ryan, you're reassigned. Building 7, Specialized Operations Wing. He handed me a folded paper. Follow the map. Don't get lost. Building 7 sat at the edge of the base. Isolated, old, the paint peeled in long strips. Inside, the air conditioning hit like a wall. A receptionist looked up from her computer. Name, Ryan Collins. I was told to report here. She frowned, checked her screen, made a phone call. Take a seat. Someone will brief you shortly. The waiting room held 2 other recruits. A woman with sharp eyes and crossed arms. A nervous kid who couldn't sit still. You get pulled too? The woman asked. Her accent was southern. Georgia maybe. Yeah. Sergeant Torres sent me you. Same. Name's Reeves. She didn't offer a handshake. This is Patterson. Patterson nodded, but didn't speak. His leg bounced constantly. An hour passed. Maybe more. They called Reeves first. She disappeared through a heavy door. Patterson was next. He looked back at me before the door closed. Scared. I was alone for 40 minutes before my name was called. The hallway beyond was concrete and fluorescent lights. No decoration, no windows. Doors lined both sides. Each door had a plaque, Cryptid Response Unit, Canine Lycanthropy Division, Wendigo Suppression Task Force. I stopped walking lycanthropy. Wendigos. This was a joke. Had to be. The door at the end read Captain Sarah Voss, Werewolf Elimination Program. I knocked. Enter. Captain Voss sat behind a metal desk, mid-40s, scarred hands, eyes that had seen things. Sit down, Collins. She slid a folder across the desk. You scored high on spatial reasoning and threat assessment. Low empathy markers. That's why you're here. Then I asked, here for what, ma'am? To hunt werewolves? She said it like she was describing mail delivery. They're real. They're dangerous. We eliminate them. I must have looked skeptical. She pulled out a tablet. Showed me footage. A wolf. Massive. Standing upright. It tore through a chain-link fence like paper. Another clip. The same creature, transforming. Bones cracking. Fur receding. A naked man collapsed where the wolf had stood. Jesus, I whispered. No, God's here, Collins. Just us and them. She closed the tablet. 18 weeks of training. Then field assignments. You'll be paid well, very well. But this job has a mortality rate. How high? 43% don't make it past year 2. She leaned back. You can refuse. Go back to regular service. But you won't remember this conversation. I thought about my stepmother's smirk, my father's weakness, the life I'd left behind. I'm in. Training was brutal. Not physically, mentally. They showed us videos of attacks, mauled hikers, destroyed campsites, families slaughtered in remote cabins. These aren't animals, Instructor Davis repeated daily. They're intelligent. They plan. They hunt in packs. Show mercy and you're dead. We learned to track them, to recognize territorial markings, to distinguish werewolf kills from bear or mountain lion attacks. The weapons training was extensive. Silver-tipped bullets, specialized rifles, backup pistols, blade work for close quarters. Reeves excelled. She was faster, sharper, colder than anyone. Patterson washed out in week 6. Couldn't handle the psychological conditioning. I did okay. Better than okay. I stopped flinching at the training videos. Stopped seeing them as anything but targets. Graduation came. Just Reeves and me. Captain Voss pinned our insignia personally. "You're the best candidates we've had in years." She handed us deployment orders. "Don't disappoint me." My first assignment was Colorado. A lone wolf terrorizing a rural community. The file was thin. No confirmed kills. Just livestock losses and sightings. I drove into the mountains with my gear and a sense of purpose I'd never felt before. The tracking took 3 days. I found his den in a cave system. Followed fresh prints through morning frost. He was older, gray around the muzzle, lying in the sun outside the cave entrance. Through my scope, I watched him shift. The transformation was fluid, practiced. An old man sat where the wolf had been, weathered, tired. He started a small fire. I adjusted my aim. Center mass, easy shot. My finger touched the trigger. The old man looked directly at me, across 200 yards. Through the camouflage, like he'd known I was there all along. He didn't run, didn't transform, just waited. I fired. The bullet took him in the chest. He fell backward, didn't move again. I approached slowly, weapon ready, but he was dead. His eyes were still open, still staring at where I'd been hidden. I radioed in the kill, took required photos, left the body for the cleanup crew. Driving back, I felt nothing. No guilt, no satisfaction, just empty. Captain Voss approved my report. Transferred $80,000 to my account. Good work, Collins. Next assignment in 2 weeks, Montana Pack. 3 targets. I nodded and left. That night, I dreamed of the old man's eyes. The Montana job was different. A family unit. Mother, father, teenage daughter. Intelligence said they'd killed a hiker, dragged him into the woods, eaten him. I set up surveillance in the abandoned ranger station. Watched their cabin through binoculars. They seemed normal. The daughter did homework at the kitchen table. The mother cooked dinner. The father chopped wood. As the moon rose, I saw the change. All 3 transformed simultaneously. The process looked agonizing. Bones breaking and reforming, screams becoming howls. Then they were wolves. They ran into the forest together. A pack. I followed at a distance. Night vision goggles turning everything green. They were hunting. I saw the coordination, the strategy. The mother flanked while the father drove prey toward the daughter. They brought down an elk. Efficient, clean, not a human, an elk. I checked the intelligence file again on my phone. 1 hiker reported missing near this area. Body never found. But the file didn't prove these wolves did it. I spent 4 days watching them. Every night, the transformation. Every night, they hunted game. Never approached town. Never threatened anyone. The daughter transformed back to human one morning. Sat on the cabin porch, crying. I don't know why that bothered me, but it did. Orders were clear. 3 targets. Eliminate, on sight. I set up position at dawn. They'd be vulnerable, tired, human. The father came out first, coffee in hand. He looked at the mountains, peaceful. Blue eye centered the crosshairs. My radio crackled. Collins, confirm target acquisition. My radio crackled. Collins, confirm target acquisition. Confirmed. Execute. I squeezed the trigger. The father dropped. The coffee mug shattered. The mother ran out screaming. I shot her twice. She fell across her husband's body. The daughter appeared in the doorway. Saw them both. Looked directly at my position. She ran. I pursued. Orders were orders. She made it half a mile before I caught up. She'd transformed, trying to escape as a wolf. I fired. The shot caught her in the hindquarters. She went down. When I reached her, she'd changed back. A 17-year-old girl, bleeding in the dirt. "Please," she whispered. "We didn't do anything wrong. You're werewolves. We can't help what we are." Blood bubbled at her lips. "We never hurt anyone." I raised my pistol. "You killed us for existing," she said. I pulled the trigger. The report was approved. $240,000 deposited. Commendations for efficiency. Captain Voss called me into her office. "You're being fast-tracked, Collins. Most recruits take a year to reach your body count." She smiled. "How do you feel?" "Fine, ma'am," I said. "Good. Next assignment is bigger. Compound situation, Texas. 15 targets. Men, women, children. Children, ma'am. They're infected, Collins. There's no cure, no rehabilitation. You know this." I nodded. "You leave in 3 days. Take Reeves. 2-person operation." Texas was a shit show from the start. Texas was a shit show from the start. The compound was actually a ranch. Families lived there. Kids played in the yard. Reeves and I watched from the bridge. "This is wrong," I said. "Since when do you care?" Reeves checked her rifle. "They're targets. Follow orders." Then I replied, "They're kids. They're wolves." She looked at me. "You going soft, Collins?" I didn't answer. We moved in at night. Silencers attached. Professional. The first family was sleeping. Made it easy. The second family heard the shots. They transformed, fought back. Reeves took a slash across her arm, screamed, fired wildly. I covered her. Killed 4 wolves in rapid succession. By the time the moon set, 15 bodies lay scattered across the compound. Reeves was bleeding badly. I applied pressure. Called for extraction. "Good work," she gasped. "You saved my life." I looked at the bodies. A child's toy lay in the dirt. A stuffed rabbit. "Yeah," I said. "Good work." The extraction team arrived with Captain Voss. She surveyed the scene, nodded approvingly. "Collins, Reeves, exceptional performance." She handed me an envelope. $750,000. Split it however you want. I took the envelope. It felt heavy. "There's a special project," Voss continued. "Experimental. Interested?" "What kind of project?" I asked respectfully. "Werewolf integration research. We've captured subjects. Need someone to observe, interview them, gather intelligence," she said. "Why me?" I was curious of this new affectation. "Because you're effective, but still asking questions. That means you're still thinking." She studied me. "Most hunters lose that eventually." I accepted. The facility was underground, 3 levels deep, 30 cells. Each cell held a werewolf. Men, women, teenagers, even a few children. They'd given up fighting. They just sat, waiting. My job was simple. Talk to them, learn their social structures, pack dynamics, weaknesses. I interviewed 42 subjects over 6 months. I learned their names, their stories, their families. Marcus was a teacher, infected during a camping trip. He'd isolated himself for 3 years before they found him. Angela ran a bookstore. She'd never hurt anyone, turned herself in voluntarily, hoping for a cure. David was 8 years old, born this way. His parents were executed when he was 5. Each interview chipped away at something inside me. Each execution order I witnessed killed something else. Captain Voss called me into her office on a Wednesday morning. The project's concluded. We've learned everything useful. She slid a folder across the desk. Termination orders. All subjects. You'll oversee it. Oversee? I was surprised of this kind of promotion. You know them. It'll be cleaner if you're present. Less panic. You want me to execute 42 people? I replied. Infected individuals, she corrected. There's a difference. I looked at the folder. Didn't open it. What if I refuse? Voss's expression didn't change. Then someone else does it, and your contract is terminated. With prejudice. Meaning, madam, I have asked, surprised. Meaning you know too much to walk away. Collins. I took the folder. The executions were scheduled for Friday. Alphabetical order. Efficient. I stood in the observation room as they brought Angela in first. She saw me through the glass. Ryan. She looked confused. Hurt. I thought we were friends. The technician attached the 4-silver nitrate compound. Quick. Painless. Supposedly. Angela's eyes never left mine as the solution entered her bloodstream. She convulsed once, went still. 41 more followed. Marcus asked me why. I had no answer. David cried for his mother. She'd been dead for 3 years. By the time it ended, I felt hollow, carved out, empty. Captain Voss met me outside the facility. You did well. Clean. Professional. She handed me an envelope. 2 million. Bonus for completion. I took it numb. Take a month off. You've earned it. I drove back to my apartment. The envelope sat on my passenger seat. $2 million for executing 42 innocent people. I pulled over on the highway. Vomited until I had nothing left. That night, I packed everything I owned. Withdrew all my money. I drove north. Toward the mountains. Toward the forests. Toward the places where werewolves still ran free. I had $2 million and a skill set for hunting. Time to use them differently. Time to become what I'd been destroying. A protector, not an executioner. Some things can't be undone. Some sins can't be washed away, but maybe I could balance the scales. One life saved at a time. The moon rose full and bright as I crossed into Wyoming. Somewhere out there, packs were running. Families were hiding. And hunters like I used to be were tracking them. Not anymore. Asterisk, the hunt continues. But this time, I'm on the other side. Stay vigilant. Subscribe. The world behind midnight never sleeps. Asterisk, asterisk.